This is Bremster, and today I'm coming to you with another puzzle in the series of Bremster solving his own puzzles, or demonstrating his own puzzle series. So this is a puzzle I created probably about 2.5 months ago, and was one of the puzzles that I released to my patrons as a Patreon preview. And I always was planning on releasing this in some format to the public, and this is how I'm doing it. I'm also probably going to put a pack together with all of the Patreon preview puzzles and this will be dumped into that as well. But anyway, so the way I'm doing this is these will get dropped into a playlist of Bremster unreleased puzzle videos, and then at some point I may also drop them onto the main channel, and then they will no longer be unpublished puzzle videos, but they'll be published puzzle videos. But yeah, we'll see how it all goes. The whole point was for me to record solution videos of my own puzzles and make them available to people in one way or another. These, if they haven't been released on the main channel, will only be accessible through the playlist or through links that you find elsewhere. But yeah, we'll see how it all goes. But the focus is on the puzzle. And this puzzle is called Jewelry Store because we have diamonds in cages. And this was one of my first explorations into playing with parity in killer cages. And if you looked at one of my previous videos, which is Parity Tentacles, that was me taking that a bit of a step further. But this was me doing one of my initial playthroughs. I haven't solved this in a couple of months, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But the tricks on this one should be similar to what I did in Parity Tentacles. So let's have a look at the rules. So I've got normal Sudoku rules apply in every box, in every row, and in every column. The digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. We've got parity dots, which are these diamonds. So dots are diamonds, but you know, they form a domino. We normally call those dots. Cells separated by a black diamond must have the same parity. In the parity, we mean odd and even, and cells separated by a white diamond must have different parities, odd, even parity. Not all diamonds are given because, let's face it, every single domino will either have the same or different parities. But the first puzzle I released, I didn't state that, and someone questioned it. So not all diamonds are given. And then we've got killer rules. So digits in cages must sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage. Digits cannot repeat within cages. So that's what we've got. Let's give this a shot. So I do remember the initial break into this puzzle, which was these cages. So we do know that these have to be different parities. And if these are different parities, then this will be an odd and an even, which means this will sum to an odd number. In order for this cage to maintain oddness, this has to be even, because if this was odd and this was odd, these would sum to an even number, but the cage is odd. So that has to be even. Over here, these are the same parity. If they're too odd, they will be even. If they're too even, this will be even. So in order for this to maintain even parity, this also has to be even. Now, how can you need to put a 1 in an 8 cage. It must, 2, 3, and 4 sums to 9. So because you have to put 1 in an 8 cage and that cell is even, these two must be odd and must contain a 1. Now, over here, you can no longer put a 1 in this 9 cage because 1 can't go here and 1 isn't even. So this becomes 2, 3, 4, and you can't put 3 down here. So there must be a 3 up here, which means over here, you can't use a 3 in this 8 cage because you can't put 3 here because of the pointing 3 from the 9 cage. So this now must be 1, 2, 5. 1 and 5 are odd, and this is 2 because I couldn't put 3 anywhere in here. This becomes 4, and this becomes a 2, 3 pair. And that was my initial break in to this puzzle. But as I developed the puzzle, there's a lot more you can do. So for example, this 21 cage, these must be different. So these will sum to an odd number. In order to maintain, that must be even. We can do the same here. These must be, any of these two must be the same. So if these are the same, these will be an even number, so that must be odd. If these are the same, they will be an even number, so that must be odd. Whichever way you do that, these are all the same, so they all must be odd. Down here, these are different. So these will be an odd number. In order to get to an even number, that must be odd. Now, once this is odd, this must be odd, and this must be even. Down here, these will be different. So these sum to an odd number. In order to get to even, that must be odd. This must be the same, so that must be odd. This is different, so that must be even. And we start to be able to break down the format of these cages. Down here, these must be the same. If these are both odd, then this would be an even number. This would have to be odd. If these are both even, then the total is even, and this would have to be odd. Down here, these are different. So this is an odd total. In order to maintain oddness, that needs to be even. Now, there's a couple of tricks, and I can continue to do this. These need to be different, so that needs to be odd. These need to be different, so that needs to be odd. These need to be different, so that needs to be even. These need to be different, so this needs to be odd. These two here are completely useless. They're basically there for a little bit of... so these will either be two evens or two odds. These will be two evens or two odds. But whichever way I do this, if I was to put, I can't put, this is the leftover basically. So if these are both even and these are both even, if I put even here, where am I going to put and make that an even pair? Where am I going to put the other even? I can't do it. This is going to be odd because these will always form pairs, and when I form pair, I've only got 4 evens to play with. So if this is even and I make those even, I can't put the other even in. And the same is, this is even, these are even, I can't put the even in. This has to be odd. It's the only way that it works. But yeah, these could be anything. Now, an interesting thing to notice in this 14 cage is this is different to those. So these both have to be the same. So if these are the same, we know that the total of those is going to be even. To maintain evenness, this has to be even, so both of those have to be odd. And it's been a while. This is 6 or 8. I will get to killer at some point. Here we go. These are going to be different, so they will sum to an odd number. These will be the same, they will sum to an even number. An even number plus an odd number is odd, so in order to maintain oddness, that needs to be even, which means that needs to be even. Now, in this column, I have 3 evens already, and this is going to take up another even, because this has to be an even or an odd. So I've got, between those cells, all 4 evens allocated. So that, and that must be odd. This now must be odd because it's the same. This must be even. This must be odd because it's different. This must be even because it's different. And that is a domino. In this column now, we've got 5 odds, so these become even. And in this row now, we've got 4 evens, so these all become odd. This odd has to have a difference, so that becomes even, that becomes even. This is the same, so that becomes odd, this becomes even. This is the same. I've had that for a while. I should have put that in ages ago. That was even and that was odd. This is 4, 6, or 8. I don't think that is it. This is 6 or 8. Oh, where does 2 go in this box? 2 can't go in those. I've got pointing 2s into those, and that's the only even cell in the top row. So this is 4, 6, or 8. And those are tricks I am going to need at some point. Now, this is only 1, 5, or 2, 4. So this is both odd or both even, but I'm not sure yet. There is more tricks I can do. This is one of each. These are all the same. Some people may think I should practice my puzzles a bit before I do it. I remember I was just playing around with these parity constraints for a bit. These are going to be one of each. Oh, actually, no, I know. That is even. There we go. This is odd. And now I've got 4 odds in the box, so these can't both be odd. So those are both even. This is even. I've got 4 evens down the bottom, so these all have to be odd, which means this is not 2, 4, this is 1, 5. So these are 3, 7, and 9, and the only way to make 12 with that is with 3 and 9, so this becomes a 7. This has to be odd to complete the box, which makes this even. I've got all 5 odds in this row, so these are both even, which means both of those are odd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are both even. I knew there was more I could do, I just had to find it. This is 5 odds, so that becomes even. This also becomes even for box or row logic. 2 is in one of those two because I've got to put it in the column somewhere. Am I down to Sudoku yet? I can't put 1 or 5 in that 16 cage. So I must put a 3 in it somewhere. So there is a 3 up here. So this is either going to be 7 or 9. So this is either 3, 7 or 3, 9. So if it's 3, 7, this is 6. If it's 3, 9, this is 4. This 18 cage can't have a 3. Well, the way to do this is 1, 5, or 7. If this is 1, 5, these sum to 6 and this is a 12. So there must be a 7 in here, so there's no 7 here. So if this is 7, 1, that doesn't work either because this would have to be 10. So this is 7, 5. This is 1. 7, 5 is 12, so this is a 6. These are 2, 4, and 8, and that is not a 4. So 4 is in one of these two. I kind of like that I don't have perfectly efficient ways through my puzzles, but yeah. So 1, 2 would make this 9. 1, 4 would be 5 and this would be 7, and 1, 8 would be 9 and this would be 3. So this is 3, 7, or 9. 17 in all odds. So I can't use a 2, I can't use a 6, I can't use a 4. So it's 1, 7, 9 or 3, 5, 9. So there must be a 9 in there. These are 3, 7, 9. So this is limited, surely. This has to be limited because this is 9, 6, then I've blown the total. I can't put 9 in there. If this is 7, 6, if this is 7, 6, and let's look at 3 first. If this is 3, 6, this is 6, and that doesn't work. If this is 3, 8, then that's 11, and this is 4. If this is 7, 6, that's 13, and this is 2, and if it's 7, 8, I've already blown the total. So this is only 2 or 4. So it's either 3, 8, 4, or 7, 6, 2. What am I missing? 4, 6, 8, that's not it. This is 6 or 8. There is... I don't remember this being this hard. That's okay. This always happens when I'm solving my own puzzles. This is 2, 6, or 8. Can I put 2 in a 21 cage? These would have to sum to 19. I cannot put 2 in a 21 cage. That's a 6, 8 pair. This becomes a 2. There is no 2 in either of these. So this is, if this was 1, 2, this was 9. So there's no 9 here anymore. This is 3, 7. Is it this cage? Because I can't put a 9 there. So 9 is down here. Can I put 9 here? Because 9 here would be with a minimum of 4. I can't put 9 here either. So 9 is in here. So these are 1, 3, or 5. That one's not 1. So this is 3 or 5. So if this is 5, these have to sum to 6. So they'd be 2, 4 in that order. And if this is 3, these sum to 8, only with even numbers. So it would be 2, 6. So this is a 2 no matter what. This is a 4, 8. There is a parity trick I have forgotten. I hope people enjoy watching me get confused on my own puzzles. Like, it's probably just, there's probably like 4 odds or 5 odds or 4 evens just looking at each other somewhere, and I just haven't seen it. But that's the way most solvers work, isn't it? Up here, I need to put, where is it? Here. Because I've got to put 4, 6, 8, 3, 7, 9. 9 has to go in here. What about here? This 18 cage. If this is 7, these sum to 11. There's almost no restriction there. These are 4, 6, and 8. So that's a 4, 6, 8 triple. That's a 2. So there's a 2 in the 18 cage. These have to sum to 16. This is a 7, 9, and there's a 9 in here. That is a 7. That is a 9. There is no 7 in this cage, so this is now 3, 5, 9. That's what I needed. So down here, I need to put a 1 because I can't put it in an even. So this becomes 5. This becomes 1. This is no 9 in here now. This is 3, 7, and I know the order. So 3, 7 is 10, so this becomes 6. I can take 6 out of there. I can take 6 out of there. I can take 6 out of there. Where does 6 go in this box? Actually, there's other possibilities. Other possibilities exist. But did that do anything over here? This is 3, 5, or 7. The 3 means that that's not 3. Oh, this is 5. This is 7. There's no 7 here. Why did I put 7 in there at all? That's a 3, 5 pair. This is a 1. This is a 9. This is not a 9. This is a 3, 5 pair. But this 1 in the 13 cage means these sum to 12. If this is a 4, 8 pair, so this is the 6. 2 and 6 is 8, so that has to be a 3. So this has to be a 5. Parity does stuff. I could have named the puzzle that. I didn't. I think Jewelry Store is a nice name for this puzzle. This is 4, 6, or 8. More to do. This is 1, 3, or 9. If this is 1, these sum to 20. That's blatantly not going to happen. If this is 3, these sum to 18, which is also not going to happen. This is a 9. So these now have to sum to 12. 6, 6 doesn't work. So this is 8. This is 4, which makes that 8 and that 4, which makes that 8 and that 4, which makes that 8 and that 4, which makes that 8 and this not 8. Not sure on anything else yet, but I was over here. This is not 9 anymore, so 9 is in here, which puts 9 in one of those two. There's no 9 in this 14 cage. Does that do anything at all? It must be 2 odds and an even. So things like 2, 4, 8 don't exist. It can't be 3, 5, 6 because I have to put a 3 or 5 over here. I can't use a 4 or an 8 in it, so 4 options go away. and I can't use an 8 in it. So it must have a 7 in it. It's either 167 or 257. So this is 2 or 6, and these are 157. This can't be 1. And as I said, it must have a 7 in it. So these are from 135 because 7 and 9 are already allocated in the box. So these are that's a 135 triple. 1 must be in here. There is no 1 in here because of the 135 triple. This is 5-7, which is 12. This is a 2. This is not a 2. So that's 5-7, takes 5 out of those. This is a 1-3 pair. Cool. This is 2 or 6. So this, how long have those 4 odds evens been there? Probably forever. So this is a 7. This is a 3, which I could have got from the killer cage. Dumb. 9, 3. This is 1 or 5. Now, if this is 1, these have to sum to 15, which would be 6, 9. Could be the case. That 3, however, is looking up making that 2 and that 3. So that becomes even. This becomes odd. That is odd. This is a 1 or a 5. I am missing so much stuff. 4, 6, or 8. That is not 8. That is not 2, 4, or 6. That is an 8. So this is a 6 because digits can't repeat in the cage. This is a 4. This is an 8. Now I've got 14 in a 25 cage. So these need to sum to 11 without repeating. And they have to all be odd. So I've got 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. They all have to be 9. They have to sum to 11. I can't use a 9. So how do I make 11 with only odd digits? If I use a 7, it's 1, 3. If I don't use a 7, all I've got is 1, 3, 5, and 1, 3, and 5 only sums to 9. I must use a 7, and it's 1, 3. So this is 1, 3, 7, and 7 must be up here, which means this is the 3. There's no 3 here. So there's a 7 or a 9. Oh, 9 is here and has been for ages. There's a 7 in here. 1, 3, 7. This is a 1 or a 3 for the column. I have to put a 4 in here somewhere. And I know where. So that is even. Yeah, maybe I should practice, but this is fun. Can't put a 1 in either of those two because of that. So this is 3, this is 7, this is 1, this is 1, this is 3, 5, 9, and that can't be 5 because of what's in box 3. So that's 5, which makes this 1 and this 5. These now have to sum to 11. So it's either 2, 9 or 6, 5, and I can't do 6, 5. So this is 2, this is 9. The 6 makes this 8. 8 and 3 is 11, so that is 4, which makes this 6. I'm going to get rid of that pencil mark because I don't think I need it anymore. This is a pair, which is 6 and 7. So this is 6, 7, or 8. And this is, that's not 6 or 8, that is 4. So this is a 6, 7 pair in here. So this is 1, 2. And I've got a 2 looking at it. This is the 1 and this is the 2. So this is odd. This is even. I now have 5 odds. So this becomes even and becomes the 6. These are both odd. So these are 1 and 5. And I know the order. 5 and 1. I had an 8 in here, which I could have used ages ago. So 6, 7, and 8. I could say that I solve badly because it makes my viewers look more clever, but this is the way I solve. 5 and 1. There is no 5 here. There's also no 3 here. This is the 9. This is a 3-5 pair, and there's a 3 right here. This is the 5. This is the 3. And I'm now down to a single box. So the 7 and 5. Now I've got to put a 6 somewhere, and it has to be there. So that's going to be even. That's going to be odd. This is going to be the 6. This is going to be 9. And that didn't take 158 minutes. I again forgot to restart the puzzle. That is Jewelry Store, which was the first puzzle I created to explore the concept of using parity dots or parity to play with killer cages. And as I said, about a month after this, I created the previous puzzle you saw, which is Parity Tentacles. I hope you enjoyed the puzzle, and I hope other setters decide to sort of explore what you can do with parity and other constraints, because I think it's a lot of fun. Polarizing Sudoku was all about it, and the parity dots and the parity lines are something we came up with right at the end. We didn't create the constraints, but when we found them, we started playing with them, and I've been having a lot of fun with them since. Hope you enjoyed the puzzle. Yeah, and as always, good luck with your solving.